Okay, quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So today's video, I want to jump into a very quick one about what is the ideal retirement age here in the UK, and also how you may be able to get there, or not, as the case may be. So you probably think that 65, 66 or thereabouts is the retirement goal. It's not a goal, it's just what you've been told the retirement age is. Remember that. Stick around. I'm going to show you that basically it's a guess. It's not a plan. I'll also show you how to pick your best age based on money, health, and real data. And yeah, let's get into it. So the official state pension age in the UK recently went up to 66. It is going to go up to 67 within the next 2 years, up until around 2028. That's when the final rollout will be done. It's likely to be 68 or even as high as 70 by 2044, according to some commentators. So that itself is quite a scary thought. And I'm sure by the time I'm eligible for retirement, there won't be such a thing as early retirement, will there, hell? I'm going to be stuck probably retiring at around, I'm going to say around 70, maybe 71, if I let nature run its course. I don't plan to do that. So the official desired retirement age, and by desired, there was a poll, and those that were polled, they said they would prefer a retirement age of around 62, 63. That was the ish figure. The affordability of that varies drastically, as I'm about to show you. So the cost to retire comfortably in the UK, and by comfortable, they really mean with a moderate lifestyle, and that's basically £23,300 a year. Now, the rule of thumb is that whatever your retirement sort of pot per year, you multiply that by 25. That gives you your actual pot that you need. So based on that, 23,300, you actually need £582,500 to retire for 25 years in the UK. So, I mean, that's crazy in itself. And to actually hit that by 65, you'd need to save from dot around £800 a month, or just adjust it for the number of working years that you plan to work. But that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, who, for a start, can afford £800 a month? And who in the hell has got just over 500,000 sat in a retirement pension? Certainly, I would be willing to bet very few, if any, of the people that I know have. I dare say that goes for many of you out there as well. Now, what that means is that there are now very few people that are going to even have a moderate lifestyle going into retirement. Certainly in the UK, if you put a base level of retirement income, which is 23,000, which is £12,500, then that would see you some way to retiring somewhere like Thailand or Vietnam or another sort of Southeast Asian country, maybe somewhere in South America, Paraguay, Mexico. It's not going to help you much anywhere else, though. And that's the long and short of it. Now, there are ways that you can max out your possibilities and your chances of getting a good retirement. You can pay into your workplace pension. 8% plus would be the ideal. You can overpay into a private pension. You can do ISAs, which give you some kind of residual income through the interest each month. But I mean, in actual fact, so to get £1,000 a month back on an average ISA, you need over £300,000 in there, and that's just to get £1,000 a month. Most people that are working, I guess their take home would be somewhere around £2,000, just over, on a minimum wage. So you'd need £600,000 in an ISA to get £2,000 a month residual to live on. And yeah, it's all painful to think about, to be fair. You've also got, though, as you get older, obviously you've got the health implications that come with that. We are humans, and by the very nature of our aging physiology, as we get older, we break. And, you know, when you're in your 20s or even your 30s, you feel like Batman. You wait until you get to your late 40s, your 50s, you feel like the Butler. I used to feel like Batman. Literally now, some days I wake up feeling like Alfred. Um, and that's just the nature of life. And with that, you know, that's going to cost you money as you break, as you need things replacing and medications or even care in your later retirement or perhaps leading up to it. You know, that all costs money. And yeah, and then you've got inflation, which obviously doesn't help anything ever. So as you get older, inflation is probably going to go up, and that's just going to eat into your savings even further. Ad infinitum, that's going to go on and on. So the idea really is, if we can, to retire earlier. And I would love a retirement age of 55. I really would. And I know there are people that have put their 2 pence in the comments that they're retiring at 55, and I've got to say I'm faintly jealous. Can't deny that I'm jealous. But to do that, I mean, think about it. To retire, multiplying your income 25 times and getting a figure of 582,000. To retire at 55, that's another 10 years worth of income. That figure is going to go up to over 750k that you need in your pension pot. Plus, obviously, health insurance and all the rest of it, which, let's face it, as you get older, gets astronomically expensive. And yeah, there you go. So it is tough. It's going to be a very tough one. I think the retirement age is too high. And I know there is an argument that it had not gone up for years and years, and now life expectancy's gone up. But it hasn't really gone up that much. Life expectancy has maybe gone up a couple of years, but health span has actually gone down. People now are unhealthier in their later years. And obviously, we've got the obesity crisis and diabetes on the rise. Cancers of all kinds are on the rise. So, yeah, although health span has gone down, the lifespan has gone up, but only by a couple of years in the last 50 years. People are decidedly unhealthier into their later years now than they were a few generations ago. So, what are your thoughts on this? What's your ideal retirement age? Is there one? I appreciate it's going to vary for everybody. Now, as I said myself, I'd like to retire at 55. I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen. But the reality is it may not. And I really don't want to be working past the state retirement age. God forbid I should have to wait that long. And I know the sad reality is that is the reality for millions and millions of people. And we need to do everything that we can to try and buck that. We need to level ourselves up and get as much income tucked away as we can, get as many things in investments which pay dividends or pay interest or whatever it might be. But you need to try and not just rely on the state pension, because it isn't going to be enough. And that's if it's even there at all. I know that my partner's generation, my partner's like a bit of a generation older than me. My partner's generation, I think that they're going to be the last one that actually get the state pension in its current form. And I firmly believe that my generation, those born at the end of the 70s, the last of the Gen Xers, I think we are, I believe that we're not going to get a state pension. I think it's going to get taken away. I think that all the money that's been paid into it, my entire working life, is going to get rejigged, and I believe they're going to do something where they spit it back out in the form of something that's means tested or income based or even savings based, and that a load of people are going to get messed over. That's what I firmly believe is going to happen. Let's face it, the first place the government look when they're looking to cut is to cut from savings, from pensions, and from the elderly. They're the people that get robbed first. So, yeah, watch this space. But look, let me know your thoughts on this. Really keen to find out what you think is going to happen to the state pension, if at retirement for yourself, if you think there'll even be one. But also, yeah, what's the ideal retirement age for you? Are you happy to work past retirement age if it means a better lifestyle? Or do you think at that point you get to 67, 68, why should you? You've done your time. Should you just be able to enjoy life in peace without the added pressure and possibly the early problems that, working into your later years may cause you health-wise? Let me know. So YouTube's going to put another video there. I'm going to go off and enjoy what's left of the sunshine. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. And Goldman, peace out.